The internet. The internet is hell. Kate Bishop is annoyed at all the news and talk about Hawkeye, but she can't avoid the story either. As she goes out to get some air, she sees on the news she would be called into Clint Barton's trial as a character witness. An elderly woman sees Kate walking by, and recognizing her, advises the young woman to stay away from the hero crowd. Bishop ignores these words and climbs up a tree, enjoying the peace and quiet up there. Later, she prevents a mugging before returning to her sanctuary. She spends the rest of the day thinking on Clint, annoyed at how he cuts her out of the big stuff like this all the time. Her solitude is interrupted by her friends, the Young Avengers. They got a call for a mission, and Bishop happily realizes this is exactly what she needed. Jonah Jamesons can tell things have been building to this for some time. They're calling it the trial of the century. He thinks on all this. These heroes are special. They put a mask on and protect people. It takes a very unique kind of person to do that, and Jameson doesn't think he could himself. But the moment they do so, they fall into the trap. They become burdened with the expectations of the public. And now, they're at each other's throats, and the country won't give them an inch to breathe or even think about what they're doing. Things are about to get scary, but Jonah sends his staff home. They're going to need to rest up for what lies ahead. As for Jameson, well, someone has to be here when it all goes wrong. Which, of course, it always does. Somewhere, in Alaska, there is a S.H.I.E.L.D. base. Fury has tracked him down, the mastermind behind all of Nick's recent troubles. He could take the stranger out right now, but he needs to know more. So he puts a gun to his opponent's head. But the stranger moves fast. Too fast. This could be a mutant, an inhuman, maybe it has something to do with Ulysses, but whatever the case. There's no way he missed, not with his tech, and yet, there's no way around it. He's failed. Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my recap and review of Civil War II, Choosing Sides number 3. Okay, well, it's kind of official. I give up. I was willing to give the benefit of the doubt for issue 1, and I was getting iffy by issue 2, but I largely did not enjoy issue 3. For one thing, we are 3 issues into a 5-part series, and not one character has chosen any kind of side yet. Yeah, I get it, the war hasn't really kicked off yet, but why bother calling this series Choosing Sides if your characters aren't choosing sides? It's Thanos versus Hulk all over again, and while it's a bit harsh to begrudge a comic over its title, these things do matter. A title should reflect the content within as best it can without spoiling the plot. There's simply no reason to call this series Choosing Sides at this rate, and it is a bit frustrating. But that wouldn't be enough to ruin the comic on its own. What really cements the nonsense is the fact that none of these stories really interest me. Even though characters in this comic like Kate Bishop and Jonah Jameson are great, and usually the sort of figures that can really carry a story for me, they don't do anything here. This comic serves little purpose other than to advertise other titles, show off some decent art, and feature a couple of cool moments in the Nick Fury segment. With the exception of the Fury part of this comic, and I mean, this one panel is so cool it almost is enough for me to overlook the issue's flaws, there's very little else going for Choosing Sides number 3. Even as a single issue, it just reeks of pointlessness. So no, it does not get a recommendation. But thanks for watching this the same, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.